A pre-stressed concrete beam supports a live load of 4 kilonewton per meter over a simple 8 meters. The beam has I section as shown in figure. You people please mute yourself. When I am asking the answers, then only you please unmute, otherwise mute yourself. Sir, repeat again. Okay. A pre-stressed concrete beam supports a live load of 4 kilonewton per meter for over a simple supported span of 8 meters. Over a simple supported span of 8 meters. The beam has an I section as shown in figure. So this is an I section. You can draw this diagram. So this is a symmetrical I section. So the flange thicknesses are 60 mm, web thicknesses are 80 mm. The beam is to be pre-stressed by an effective force of pre-stressing force of 235 kilonewtons. So capital P is equal to 235 kilonewtons. 235 kilonewtons eccentricity is at an eccentricity such that the resultant stress at the soffit of the beam. So once again I am repeating, soffit is nothing but bottom. So that is bottom of the beam can also be called as soffit of the beam. At the soffit of the beam, at the center of the span, at the center of the span is 0. So in that first one, find the eccentricity required Find the eccentricity required for the force. That is the first one. Second one, if the tendon is concentric, what should be the magnitude of the pre-stressing force? What should be the magnitude of pre-stressing force for the resultant stress to be zero at the bottom fiber of the central span section. Of the tendon is concentric, what should be the magnitude of the pre-stressing force for the resultant stress to be zero at the bottom fiber of the central span section? If you see the cross section of the beam, so what's happening is when a pre-stressing is done, either it is at the concentric, at the neutral axis, or below the neutral axis, or above the neutral axis. So these are in addition to our normal reinforcements, whatever we are providing. So these are provided with a special steel. High tensile steels are provided, and we call them as tendons or pre-stressed vice. So what they are doing is, if you understand, they are creating two stress distributions. So one is normal stress, which is vertical, which is compression, and another one is they are providing a positive if they are provided below the neutral axis. That is, if they are provided the pre-stressing below the neutral axis, you will get compression at the bottom fiber, and the tension you will get at the top fiber. Right? That's why this is negative, this is positive. Whereas in the normal reinforced concrete beams, we will not have such concept. We will be having only a UDL. That's why the top fiber will be under compression, bottom fiber will be under tension. That's it. This is the stress distribution. So if this is the case, and what is happening here, it is creating large deflections when the spans are larger. When the spans are larger, it is creating large deflections, and that means due to self-weight only, the stresses, that means the chances for tension here also more. So to minimize this, what we are doing is we are inducing internal stresses in the member. So without application of any loads, so internally, that means the stresses are induced. These stresses, they will make the beam initially in such a way that the beam will go slightly upward like this. So that's why how it is happening when you are doing pre-stressing here. So you can assume that you take a pen and try to push in compressive force. So then what happens is it tries to bend like this. So that is top fiber. That means slightly when it is going in this curved shape. Now when the external loads are applied, so due to the application of the external loads, the final deflections can be minimized. So that is the idea of this pre-stressed concrete beam. So you can note down the definition of pre-stressed concrete beam. I didn't talk regarding this definition of pre-stressed concrete beam, but you just only one sentence we will write down. We will not take that means our class is a boring class by simply writing down. Maximum we will try to discuss the problematic part, and the analysis part we will do. The theory part I will try to explain very quickly. So just keep a side heading, pre-stressed concrete beam. A pre-stressed concrete beam is a beam pre-stressed concrete beam is a beam in which initial stresses are introduced in a planned manner so that when beam is subjected to external loading, the stresses across the section are practically compressive. So just the sentence, understand this sentence. The stresses across the section are practically compressive. So that means here if your beam is there, for a pre-stressed concrete beam, we are applying a pre-stressing like this. So whether it is below the neutral axis or above the neutral axis, at an eccentricity of E in such a way that the entire concrete beam, if you take the cross section either at the central section or at the support section, the cross section, the resultant stresses, they should be compressive. So that's why we have analyzed the beam, how to calculate the resultant stresses. So on the entire cross section, there should be compression. So just understand here the loading you can't avoid. Why? Because the loading is particularly coming according to the requirements of the building. So here what we can do, we can play with only the pre-stressing force as well as eccentricity E. You can't, that means sometimes you can change the dimensions of the cross-sectional beam, but sometimes the dimensions of the beams are also restricted. So the maximum thing is you have to provide the pre-stressing force as well as you have to provide the eccentricity in such a way that the stresses are within the limits. So that is, we are providing in a planned manner, that we are calling it as PSC, pre-stressed concrete. So for this, we are requiring specific type of materials. We require high strength steel as well as high strength concrete. Let me tell you why it is happening. High strength concrete as well as high strength steel you require. So note down just one point. High grade concrete and high tension steel wires are used. High grade concrete and high tension steel wires are used. Steel wires are called as tendons. Steel wires are called as tendons. Okay, now here I will go to the types of pre-stressing. Just keep heading types of pre-stressing. In the types of pre-stressing, majorly these are classified into two things. One is pre-tensioning. Another one is post-tensioning. One is called as pre-tensioning. Another one is called as post-tensioning. Today we will understand these two terms as only we are running by 10 minutes time only. So for this 10 minutes, we will see what is meant by pre-tensioning as well as what is meant by post-tensioning, what actually the words are meant for. So in the pre-tensioned concrete beams, we are calling it as pre-stressing. Initially, you are doing pre-stressing before application of the external loads. That is called as pre-stressing. The word itself is there. This pre-stressing, once again, it is divided into pre-tensioning as well as post-tensioning. So now the word once again, see, pre-tensioning. That means here you are applying the pre-stressing to the member before concrete is poured. So what they will do in the case of pre-tensioning is, in case of pre-tensioning, so what they will do is, first of all, here two abutments will be there. So the purpose of these two abutments, just understand here, these two abutments here, they will one, that means the thread will be like the steel will be placed here, steel wires, they will be placed here like this. Now what they will do is, before the concrete is poured, first of all the molds were set, molds are placed here, concrete molds. Wherever the tendons are required, there the tendons are provided as per the design. We will do the design also. We will do the design also here. So after that means here what we are doing, first of all steel molds, that means our normal empty molds are placed. Now in between two abutments, the steel wire, it is placed and it is pre-stressed. So one end is here placed and you will apply a force using an equipment. That equipment also we will see here how to do pre-stressing, that we will see here. So we will apply a pre-stressing force. Then what we are doing before concrete is poured or before the concrete attains its strength, you are doing pre-tensioning. So it means you are doing pre-stressing. Then afterwards what they will do, they will pour the concrete. So the concrete will be poured. So after pouring the concrete, now this is our concrete. So first of all, initially you are doing with so the concrete will be poured here like this. So after pouring the concrete, now these tendons are placed like this only until the concrete attains its strength. So when the strength is achieved, what they will do is they will do cutting here. So they will do cutters and they will cut it here like this. So when they cut it, now this element will be taken out. So what you are doing here, when you are cutting it, just understand that is the concept. First of all, the wire is under tension. You are initially doing pre-stressing. Once again I am repeating, listen this one. So in the pre-tensioning, I will talk regarding pre-tensioning today. So in the pre-tensioning, what is happening is, here one abutment will be there. Why? Because to place your steel tendon or wire, a tendon will be placed here. So here what one end will be fixed. Now at the other end you will tighten it. So when you are tightening it, then what is happening, the wire will be pre-stressed. So simply here you will hold here and you will pull in this side. So when you are holding and pulling in this side, so the member will be tensioned. So before going to tension, they will place our concrete molds as per required dimension. They will place here and they will try to pull it, apply pre-stressing. So when I am applying pre-stressing, now they will pour our concrete here. Concrete will be poured. So after pouring the concrete, we know that concrete requires 28 days to achieve its strength. So till 28 days, it will be placed here or as per the required strength. It need not be 28 days. If the member is achieving its required strength, you can cut it here. So the ends, at the ends, the wires are cutted and you will take it outside. So when you are taking it, the best example is railway sleeper. If you observe these railway sleepers, the cross section of the railway sleeper will be somewhere like this. So here at the bottom portion, around 5 to 7 tendons will be provided like this in the black color. If you observe, just if anybody is going to nearby railway station, just observe the concrete railway sleepers. They are nothing but our pre-tensioned railway sleepers only. So how they are provided, how the casting is done. First of all, a wire is provided on the entire length. One end will be fixed, other end will also be tightened here using the equipment. Pre-tensioning will be done. So here a series of molds will be placed. So at one stretch, what you will do is series of molds. The concrete will be poured. Here I am drawing only one single line. As per the required number of lines, you will draw as per the required number of tendons will be provided. So when I am calling it as a tendon, this is nothing but a group of wires or the steel wires. We call them as tendons here. So these steel wires, they are called as tendons. Now the concrete will be poured. When the concrete is poured, after concrete achieves its strength, so you will cut it here. When you will take the element, when I am cutting that one, then what happens? So simply try it. The member is take a rubber band and try to pull it. When you are trying to pull it, the member will be under tension. The rubber band will be under tension. So when you release it, what happens? It tries to come back. So when it is trying to come back, the problem is here. That means the thing is, your concrete is there, surrounded concrete is there. This will not allow to slip. So your member is like this, and you are trying to first of all initially pull it. Your member is under tension. When you cut it, what happens? The member tries to come back like this. But the surrounded concrete, what it will do is, it will not allow it. So when it is that means when it is trying to come back, it will induce compressive stresses. That means take a simple rubber band and you try it to release. When you are trying to release, what happens? It will try to get back to its original position, but the surrounding concrete is there. This surrounding concrete has a good bond with the steel, so the compressive stresses from the steel will be transferred to the concrete. The compressive stresses through a bond between steel and concrete, so they will be transferred to the steel, that is to the concrete. So that's why in the problems I am writing it as a pre-stressing force, which is a pre-stressing force like this. But how it is coming? It is coming to the member when it is initially stressed like this, and when it is released, so due to the release of this one, the member tries to get back, but this get back is not possible as the surrounding concrete is there. So due to this surrounding concrete, a proper bond will exist in pre-tensioning, so the compressive stresses will be transferred. So this is the idea in case of pre-tensioning. So in the initial class, first day class, I tried to explain you the history of pre-stressing. In the history of pre-stressing also the same thing happened. A wooden barrel, so this is a wooden barrel, just take a wooden barrel like this. So these wooden barrels, what happens is, that is, in the olden days, they used to store wine for longer durations. So one person, what he observed is, when the material, that is the grape juice, when they poured inside this one, they observed that due to the pressure created by this material or the liquid to the surrounding members. That means they will try to create pressure, and due to this the barrels they were broken, that like they have not a good stability. So for this purpose what they have done is they provided a steel rim or a string around the barrels. So when these strings are provided or the steel rims are provided, these steel rims, they are metal rims. It may not be steel. The metal rims, when they are provided and they are in tension, and but surrounding to the material, they will give compression. So that is the idea of pre-stressing. That is the idea of pre-stressing. The thing is, the material, whatever you are considering, that will be under tension, but it will exert compressive stresses. So the best example will also be your belt that is provided for your belly. So when you are providing to your belly, a belt is provided, just that means you are making it tighten. When you are making it tighten, what you are doing, the member will be under tension. The member is under tension, but it is creating compression to your belly. So that is the best example. That is the same way. And if you see a bullock cart also, in the bullock cart, so what the people used to do is when the wheel is rotating, so that means as it is made up of wooden, they will get loosened. So to make it stable, what they have provided is they have taken a steel rim, and this steel rim is provided by heating. So when you know that when the metal is heated, it will expand. So when it is expanded, so it means after heating, the steel rim is provided on the periphery of the wooden block or wooden wheel. So this periphery wooden, that is steel rim, is provided. And what happened is after heating the metals, it expands so it will fit it. And now what they will do is after heating, suddenly they will cool it. When they cool it, it will contrast. So it will, that means the expansion will be coming closer. So that means here contraction. Due to the contraction, what happens? It gets tightened. So when it is getting tightened, it will create compressive pressure inside and makes the steel rim stable. So that is the idea of pre-stressing, and this concept we are using for our normal, like for our reinforced concrete members. So you are doing in two methods. One is in case of pre-tensioning. Initially the member will be, first of all, like the steel molds are placed and the tendons are initially tensioned, and concrete will be poured. After concrete achieves a certain strength, and here you will cut it. So when you cut it, that means the member, as it tension, due to the tendency, it tries to come back, but you are not allowing to come back. Why? Because the surrounding concrete is having certain strength. There is no certain chance for the steel member to come back. So that means what happens is simply it will transfer the compressive stresses from the steel to the concrete. So that's why in the problem I am drawing it as a pre-stressing force like this. So initially it is not pre-stressing, that means the steel is not in compression. Remember, steel will be in tension, but from the steel, when it is tensioned and when the ends are cut, then it will give compression. So that is the idea. That means that it is steel, after it gets cut, it gives compression to the surrounding concrete member. So the concrete member will be under compression. Okay, so that is in case of pre-tensioning case. So this pre-tensioning we can apply to produce more number of elements, series of elements at a single time. So that means you can produce railway sleepers. What they will do is one end will be fixed here, and here the tendons will be provided here. A series of elements you can provide here. So these series of elements, after they are cast, and this casting will be done at a casting ad in an open site. So after concrete gets achieving its strength, you will cut it. So after getting cut, so you can take the element, and this element can be used